Guys. Hey, guys. Guys! Never talk politics or religion in mixed company, arrive on time, and make sure to say please and thank you. Today we are talking etiquette. Well, virtual etiquette. Social media, email, and texting. I'll be answering your questions on what is acceptable and what is downright rude. That's all next here on The Sync Up. Hey everyone, I'm Veronica Belmont, and today we're taking your questions about technology and social media etiquette. Smartphones, social networks, and the internet are now such a major part of our lives that the way we communicate virtually has taken on its own subset of do's and don'ts. This first question is going to resonate with a lot of you out there. They say, "Hi Veronica, sometimes I feel like my friends are always on their smartphones and they don't seem to know when to put them down. I find this especially frustrating during dinners. How do I explain to them when it is or isn't appropriate to use them?" Now, one thing to remember is that your friends may not even realize they're being rude at this point. Technology is so integrated into our day-to-day lives that it becomes almost second nature. I don't think it would be out of place for you to say, hey, we made time to hang out together. Let's focus on our inhuman interaction right now and put the phones down. Alternately, if you feel like there's a really important work email that you're expecting or something important happening, it's also okay to say, hey, I need to check my work email real fast. Check it and then put it away. Now finally, there's a game out there called the stacking game. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. It's when everyone's at dinner out at a restaurant, they put all their phones in the center of the table, and whoever reaches for the phone first has to pay. Now, of course, this is much higher stakes than normal, but it is a fun way to get everyone to focus on those human interactions instead of always reaching for their phones. Our next question deals with the subject of oversharing. They ask, "My friend pulled me aside recently and said I'm sharing way too much on social media. I don't see what the big deal is. When is too much too much?" This is very personal for me. I have been both an instigator of oversharing and a victim of oversharing. Sometimes you have to learn when to rein back the personal information in the social media space. But I've been in your shoes before. I actually have a friend who shares every little minute detail of her personal life, including interactions with her boyfriends on Facebook. And you want to say, hey, we don't all want to hear about this, but it gets a little bit touchy sometimes. It is, after all, her own social network. She's allowed to use it the way she wants. In this kind of situation, if you don't feel comfortable saying something, you can always mute her posts. I know it sounds extreme, but if you want to protect yourself from oversharers, it's best to take it on your end rather than put it on someone else. If you want to do it a little more delicately, you can always remind them that information on the internet is almost never private. No matter how well you're trying to keep it contained to certain friend groups on Facebook, for example, there's always a way for information to spread beyond those safety nets. And our final question of the day deals with etiquette in the workplace. They say, "I recently started a new job and there are so many ways to communicate with my coworkers. How do I know when it's appropriate to email, text, or IM someone I work with? Is it okay to text my boss?" Let your boss set the tone. Is she texting you during the day to get updates on a project? Well, annoying, but it's probably safe to text her back. It kind of depends on the culture of your office. Some really shut down once the clock strikes 5 p.m., while other jobs require a really constant connection to your laptop or smartphone. It's also okay to ask a coworker what the expectations are. Now, if they're sexting you after hours, that's a little bit of a different answer. Probably an HR violation. Would probably maybe not respond. I mean, if you're into that kind of thing, but it depends on how much you like your job. Whether it's your parents talking up a storm on speakerphone in the middle of a restaurant, or the text that you sent to your boss that woke her up way too early. Hey, people make mistakes with text sometimes, and that's okay. The important thing is to learn from those mistakes and follow a few simple rules so that the next time you can reach out with confidence. First, don't say something using your tech that you wouldn't say in person. Second, play it safe. If you have doubts about texting, maybe a call or a personal chat is better. Lastly, like I said, some conversations are best had outside of the virtual world. As much as I love my gadgets, nothing beats a good old-fashioned face-to-face interaction. I'm Veronica Belmont, and thanks for tuning into The Sync Up. Make sure to leave your tech questions in the comments below. And if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Popsugar Girls Guide, where I'll be giving answers to all of your tech questions. I'll see you next time.